Hey, hi everybody. Hi Lori. Hi Melanie.
Hi guys, how are you?
Who's that big black thing that's on your shoulder?
I think a couple weeks ago when I was on, you said you wanted some color.
Yeah, okay, so we got color on the rescue show.
So here we go. This is Ruger.
That's Ruger.
That's my baby Noof, and then this is Aspen. So
wow.
Yep.
Wow, awesome.
There we go.
And Melanie, who do you have there sitting in your lap, a lap dog?
This 90-pound lap dog is Ted.
Oh, he's adorable.
Yeah. And he's your foster, huh?
He is my foster, yep.
So wow, you too, amazing. Yeah. Boy, we got a heck of a show today, don't we?
Yeah,
we've got a response to the poll that Melanie actually did. And the poll question was which talking points would you rather have, resource guarding, and I forget what the other one was, introductions, I think. And hands down, resource guarding won. So we have a highly experienced behavior. He's with New Hope Behavior Consultants for the Guardians, and he's coming from Alaska on purpose. And he's going to cover that topic. And I think if he doesn't mind, I'm going to bring him up so he can enjoy the show with us. Hi, Levi.
Hey. Oh. Hi.
Good. And now Levi did something extremely interesting. He's got two Great Pyrenees there, and they can get noisy. Imagine that, two Great Pyrenees not getting noisy. All right. But so he took them both for a car ride to de-stimulate them. And let's see how that works, huh?
Yeah, we're going to see if they're noticeably quieter this time around.
And the good news about that is if they start making noise, Levi knows where the mute button is. So, yeah. Wow. And then we have an amazing announcement. A few weeks ago or a while back, we had a bonded pair on named Lumi and Baloo. If those of you that remember them, they got adopted, and it's still work. I don't know if they've gone to the home yet, but that's how recent this is. We just read about it last night, and the cool part about it is they got adopted 2 blocks away from the foster mom.
Oh, yay. Together?
How cool is that?
So they went together.
Yes. Oh, and absolutely, they went together. Okay.
Awesome. Yay. Congratulations.
Yeah. GPRS will not separate a bonded pair.
Good.
All right.
Awesome.
And I don't know of any rescue that actually does. So, or any breed specific rescues. Wow. So we've got a variety on today. We've got a dog going to be coming up here shortly. Not first, but second or third. That's up to Lori. That's been on the show before. And Molly had featured him from GPRS headquarters, but now he's in a foster home, and we get to hear some exciting news about that. And the best part about it, he's a senior, well, a young senior. He's not quite 8 to the best of our knowledge and according to his profile. But first up, we've got a dog coming on that 2 fosters were involved in. But we'll explain that a little bit later. So, but right now we want to bring our most experienced guest up. Nobody's been on the rescue show more times than Jamie has. Hi, Jamie.
Hey.
Hi again, huh?
There she is.
And now
she's not liking being.
I see that
in the den here. I have her.
But at least we don't have to worry about other dogs barking and have her start barking, right?
Well, she does bark.
Okay, but she's deaf, isn't she?
Yes, she is, but she all her other senses. It's really interesting because my neighbors, when they're out, my dogs know when they can hear them in the backyard and will bark. She must sense them because she will bark first. So
wow.
It's really, so she must smell them.
Or maybe she doesn't know she's deaf.
She's okay. Let me just say one really good thing. She sleeps like a rock, and you can vacuum around her like she doesn't wake up.
Look at that Akbash tail. Look
that
at
that amazing.
Tail. Wow.
Let's see your pretty face. Let's see your pretty face. Come here.
Amazing.
Yeah, she's not loving it in here, like being pinned in here.
Yeah, I
No.
see that, but that's okay. So we'll go quick. So what can you tell us about her?
So she's tall. She's absolutely lovely. And the thing about deaf dogs, so it said they need experienced people. I was not experienced. This is my first deaf dog. Obviously, them, she's now used to looking at me in the hand signals. I've made up my own, except for sit, right? Because we all learn that sit is like this. And she knows sit, shake. She sleeps in the crate all night, quietly. She's a really good girl. There she is. She's so
Wow.
pretty.
And
She's so
she's now,
pretty.
her mix is Great Pyrenees and Akbash, right? That's pretty clear
Well,
about the
I
Akbash.
mean, they say Great Dane on the website. Melise thinks Great Dane. I don't know.
That tail is a carbon copy of all 8 of my Akbash I had.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Now her bones, her face structure is kind of combination between Great Pyrenees, maybe Akbash, maybe Great Dane. I don't know.
Yeah, who
I don't really
knows?
see the Dane head.
It's all a guess, but you know
What's
what?
that,
I mean,
Levi?
I don't really see like a Squire Dane head in here.
Yeah, Levi does Great Danes. He doesn't see any Dane in there.
Yeah,
I work
see,
with a
I
little bit of
don't
everything.
either. I don't either, Levi. So
Yeah.
I think maybe because she has tall legs.
Yeah.
She's 6 months old. She's just turning 6 months old. Sorry, she has lipstick all over her head.
How did that happen?
It's okay. Mine.
I know.
So which one of your dogs wears lipstick? All right.
I know, right? Yeah, she's a good girl. And you know what? She shouldn't, older kids are fine. She was with a single mom in Texas for a month. Deaf dogs can get startled really easy, right? While they're sleeping.
Yeah.
So it's best not to be around young kids. Older kids are perfectly fine. I've got her when she came, she was a counter surfer, all this. I don't have any food on my counter ever, so she never finds anything. But she's gotten out of that habit. She's just really, I've had her 5 weeks now, and she's absolutely like, she's getting like bored in here. But she should go to a home that just willingness to learn. I knew nothing, no experience necessary, just the willingness to learn. And you know what? I mean, she plays really hard, just like any other puppy. And she now knows to look at me. And I made up my own hand signals, and it's really not difficult at all. Like,
Wow.
it isn't. Come here.
Okay.
Okay, now you're
Now,
left right in the.
You said she knows to look at you. What's the significance in look at me? Does
Well,
that mean
because-
she has you to turn to?
Well, yeah. Well, she needs to be able to look at my hand signals.
Gotcha.
So when she's out,
I was going to say,
there,
because if you
how do
say look at me, she can't hear you say it.
right?
Yeah, and I still talk to her just because that's what I do with dogs.
I
Yeah, we're just
understand.
human.
And you don't want to change that just because you got one of them that's deaf.
Because your facial expression changes when
Absolutely.
you talk to dogs.
Here's what a lot of people don't realize. We rely heavily on their body language to understand what they're trying to say. They also rely heavily on our body language.
Yes.
So she doesn't have to hear.
No, and she knows always to look at me. She knows this is treat, this is food, and of course sit. And she just learns really, really easy. And she's so great with all the dogs. She misses.
Wow.
I just had 3 adopted in the
Yes.
last couple weeks.
Good.
Mitch,
I know.
I forget who all they were.
So Mitch, Phoebe, well, Irene,
That's right, Irene.
Mitch, and then Neva just left yesterday.
Oh, wow, good.
So,
Congratulations.
and by the way, Baloo and Lumi was my app, my second app. So they had adopted.
Really?
Yeah, so they adopted Cotton, who was a senior a few years ago. I mean, she's already 10 at that point. So
Uh-huh.
they had Cotton for a couple of years, and Baloo and Lumi, they'll be picked. Yes, they're a couple blocks away. Baloo and Lumi are
That's so
actually
awesome. That is so. When I
they're
read that,
actually not bonded, but they're going together.
okay, good. I didn't know they weren't bonded.
We kind of made them bonded.
Okay, gotcha.
So
That's
yeah,
good.
Lumi's a lot
Well,
younger than Baloo, but they're great dogs. I think the foster's really going to miss Baloo. So
oh, okay, all right.
yeah,
and
all
Carla
good.
can get another foster. Carla's got a lot of experience with the breed.
Oh yeah, she's getting two.
Perfect. Wow.
Yep,
We'll have to get her back on the show then.
Yep, she's getting two. And my foster
Okay.
that adopted Neva would be by herself for a few days, and she adopted Jeff as well. So Jeff's on transport. So
a lot of adoptions here this past week.
Yeah. I mean, we're definitely getting there. So hopefully we'll get some more.
Jamie, I have a question, Steve.
Yeah.
Jamie, if she's out in the yard by herself and the rest of your dogs are inside, how would you get her to come into the house? If she's over in the corner doing her own thing, and let's say you got to go to work.
If she's like preoccupied, which she does do that, like, so I don't startle her so much. They have really good peripheral vision, so she can kind of see me, but I kind of place myself, if I can, in her sight. If not, I just, use one finger, tap her on the bottom so I don't startle her.
Okay.
And she turns around, and then I start walking, and I just wave her in. And she's
so basically
really,
you have to go get her to look at you.
Okay. So clapping, she wouldn't hear like the vibration or
no, but she does.
Wow. Okay.
So like if she's in her crate and sleeping, like this morning, all the dogs were up and everything, and I'm like, oh wow, she's still sleeping. And so I let her sleep a little bit, but then I just opened the crate door. I got her a special crate. Open the crate door, and she can hear that, so I don't have to startle her. And she gets
actually
up.
She can probably feel that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she can. And so she can hear, like they like kind of step on the ground.
Yeah.
She can feel that vibration.
Okay.
Rena had made a comment. Rena made a comment that
she's chewing on my rug.
When dogs, she had a question actually. Are the other senses stronger? Like what happens to humans?
Well, like I said, like she knows when my neighbors are in the yard. And I told Gretchen, I'm like, okay, I know she can't hear, but she is running to the fence and barking.
Smells. She probably smells that they're out there.
Yes, because she sticks her nose up in the air. She doesn't miss a beat. She really
She's
does.
Very attentive.
Awesome.
Yeah, we were trying to get her to go with Neva. It's not for everybody. I get it. It depends where they live.
Right. So her new home, would she need another dog there?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Absolutely. Because also she relies on the other dogs too. I notice when the other dogs, because I have a bunch of rabbits up on the top of my property, and they see him and they're barking. She sees what they're doing, and then she looks, so she really.
So she follows the other dog's lead that can hear.
Yeah, she does great with all the dogs. She does.
So know what's happening there. Your other dogs are her ears.
Yeah. She's her pup cup. Not pup cup. Popsicle.
That is.
Oh my God, I have so many of those. They
my two won't work for them.
Love them.
Yeah, my two don't like them enough to work for them.
Really?
They don't like
wow.
them.
Yeah. No.
All
I even
my
have the molds
dogs.
to make my own because I don't like the ingredients in the normal stuff.
Yeah,
But
I
my
know
two
they
just
have the
they
molds,
start and they're
but
like, we hate this.
oh my gosh, all of my dogs love them. And I know you have molds and you can make your own. I
Mhm.
just don't know. I haven't figured out. I haven't looked into it how. I'm just,
Sure.
7
All
dogs
right.
and a couple fosters. It's just
Yeah. Well, but
Okay.
I
anyway.
have
So,
a couple comments
Anyway,
briefly on deaf dogs here.
okay.
So certainly I have not owned any truly deaf dogs. My Pyrenees, of course, pretend they are. Soleil, um, a couple. I had a friend who would rescue double Merle Aussies that were blind and or partially blind and then all the way deaf. And so I ended up learning a couple things through her. Is that just because one of them would either when startled awake would like just go for the first thing and try to bite it because she was scared and she had some neurological things going on with being a double Merle. But so what my friend would do is at first she'd start with maybe some like food or even just like her hand like a little bit away from like where you could feel the dog's breath from her nose. And so if that smell of either your hand or food doesn't wake the dog up, then gently blowing on their face can be another way before we need to touch them or like tap the ground near them so they feel the vibration or the wind draft. And I
Well,
only know
that's
that just because
interesting.
her dogs were because they were scared. Soleil. And then something of note with deaf dogs here as well. And so we know with our hearing dogs that when we're training and working with them, we have a marker. So for a lot of us, it's yes or a clicker or something.
Mhm.
But with deaf dogs, what my friend would do is a thumbs up. So that as
yep,
her
that's
dogs would
what
go to
I
look at
do.
her, she'd have her thumbs
Yep,
up and then the treat would
Yep.
happen.
yep.
Just so
I
that we
give
still
her a
have that clear
thumbs.
mark and reward.
Yep, I give her a
Yep.
thumbs up when she
Good.
does when she comes in the house when I ask her
Yeah.
to. And she's very affectionate, so she seeks out like affection a lot, and
Yeah.
she's super smart. I mean,
Oh, I
I
believe
don't.
it.
It's not. I know Julianne said that have a new litter of puppies, and one is blind.
Mm.
And they asked me if I would take it. I go, I don't think so. I think, I don't know how to deal with a blind dog, especially
Well,
with
you
all my
didn't know
dogs.
how to deal with a deaf dog either.
No, but a blind one, I
I
think,
know why
It's
Julianne
a different
asked
level
you
of
because
disability.
you're the best of the best at figuring it out.
well, I was a little nervous about her until she arrived.
Mhm.
And the thing about, she had a hard time. So the first several days, she had to see me at all times.
Right.
And she's always slept in her crate just
Okay.
fine.
Blind dogs are
But
different from deaf dogs, clearly.
yeah, so but I think, she was in a foster home. Then she went to, for 4 days, she went to, because the foster lived a ways from us, from headquarters for transport. And so she was in a home for 4 days, but she just got scared, and she had a bad infection on her nose from rubbing it on the crate when she arrived. So I took her to my vet, and she was on antibiotics and everything, but she's fine now. So I got her a special, one of those really strong crates that the bars are further apart. And it's kind of raised up. The bed is actually kind of raised up. She likes that. She can't hurt. But she's fine now. She's perfectly fine in
Good.
a crate. It
Good.
just took a few days, and that's what I think for any dog, right? Like, you bring a new dog into your house and they don't know what's happening.
Nope.
And especially with a deaf dog. So, now she's fine. Now she's perfectly fine.
Yeah. What
She
happens
just
when you
wants to
bring a
be
new
a part
dog
of
in?
everything.
Yeah, what happens when you bring a new dog in is they become unstable. They don't know where they are, why they're there, who you are, and most importantly, they don't know where their mom or dad is. Okay, so and that's big. So it's very, we have to be very careful how we do things, and fosters know all this. So
You see how
look at that
tall
girl.
do you see how tall she is?
Yeah, well, Akbash have long legs.
Yeah. So you think she's like, I got it. Maybe I'll just do a DNA on her.
Well,
She's so-
there's a problem with DNA and Akbash. Akbash are provisional breeds, and they don't have solid databases on Akbash because
Oh,
they're
they
provisional.
don't?
No, not on Akbash. Now, if they've tested the bloodline, it could come up. But what happens is, if they detect a bloodline that is similar, instead of it going to Akbash, it'll go back to the next genetic close match, which is usually incorrectly the Great Pyrenees.
Uh-oh, she wants that candle.
I
Because the
know.
Akbash is a descendant of the Great Pyrenees. I mean, a lot of
She's
people don't
getting
realize
bored
that.
in here, so.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to move on anyway before
Yeah. Well, thank you.
our other
Thank you,
guests get
guys.
bored and leave.
I know. Thank
Great
you.
job, Jamie. Thank you for coming on. And
Great
Yeah,
Pyrenees
thank you,
Rescue
guys.
Society. Great Pyrenees
All
Rescue
right.
Society. That's where Marley
gonna
is.
have to-
Marley
I'm gonna
is
have to
special needs.
Go.
Okay. And
I
she's
know.
deaf, but nobody told Marley she's deaf.
No,
That's
somebody will be out there. Somebody unfortunately from South Carolina really wanted her. The person is deaf. And
Oh,
yeah.
That's
and
too long of a transport, though. Geez.
Well, I mean, she can't go from the Pacific Northwest
No.
to South Carolina, but it made me hopeful. And I posted
Right.
her on two Deaf Dog Rocks. I just did that this morning. And then I have her on a Pacific Northwest Deaf Dog Facebook
Okay.
page.
so
Right.
question, Jamie, if let's say that deaf family was willing to drive out to you, you still wouldn't let.
Oh no, I mean, yeah, I mean anybody can come here and get her,
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But that's
But transport,
South Carolina,
like
South
the
Carolina.
Well, yeah,
volunteer.
transport. I understand that, but
Right.
like if the people
Yeah, 'cause-
really wanted her and flew out and rented a car to drive home, you would
Yeah, or
not
Right, and
be
that-
opposed
she'd
to that.
she'd have to go
That's
back to
different.
Texas.
That transport is different.
Right. Okay.
That is the parents driving their dog home,
Yep.
where versus a paid transport or volunteer transport, there could be handoffs. They're in a crate the whole time, etc. It's just a lot different.
Just
Okay.
wanted to clarify that because some people will think, oh, I can't adopt from out that way because I have, I won't be able to go pick it up. So I just wanted to clarify that if somebody was willing to do the drive
Oh
to
yeah,
get a dog, we can't discourage that, regardless of where they are, as long as they want to do it. Just
yeah.
wanted to
I
make
mean,
that
of
point.
course, it would be too much to send her back to Texas to go to transport.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Yep.
that's
But
a-
once
that's a
again, you
lot
got
for her.
that deafening transport again.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
Yep.
she wouldn't do well. I don't think she would do well. So
All right.
anyway, I'm gonna exit, but thank you guys
Okay.
very much.
All right.
And
Okay.
I'll watch later for the rest of the dogs.
Rio, that would be up to the screener that handles the application. That's pretty much that's a tough one to answer here. Okay. But Jamie, thank you again. Are you gonna stay
Thank
for the
you.
show? Or you got to leave.
All right, take care. Thanks,
Okay.
guys.
Bye now. All right.
Bye.
Wow. Now, next up we have all kind of cool stuff. Krista's having a little bit of issues, so I think we're going to bring Colette up next, and we're going to, since Colette has a video, we'll go that route first. Krista's having a little bit of internet issue, it appears, so let's get this going. And Susan, hanging in there. We'll get you up here real quick. Wow. Hi, Krista.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Boy, look at that. We got us another Akbash on here, huh?
She's three-quarter Pyrenees, one-quarter Akbash.
Awesome.
And that's my other Akbash who is barking in the background.
Well, we got Akbash Haven there, don't we?
We have, yeah.
And my Akbash, is probably outside right now.
I'm sorry, what was that?
My Akbash, I think he's outside.
Yeah. I'm sure Toby will quiet down in a minute. So
Now, the difference between a Great Pyrenees and an Akbash, mainly short-coated versus long-coated. A deep throaty bark versus the Akbash's bark will wake the dead.
Yeah. I missed.
Oh,
Mr.
now
Pitts.
Colette, she's one that didn't Jamie say something about she was listed on Craigslist?
I don't know if that's where we originally saw her. So she came, Toby. That's very nice. She came from a hobby farm in kind of by Vancouver.
Okay.
She may have been posted on Craigslist, but she
Okay.
was living with her sister, her litter mate, and they got into a fight, and the previous owner didn't want to keep both of them. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you know, two Akbash fighting can get a little scary.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long have you had her now, and how's she been doing with you?
I've had her for a little under 2 months, and she does really well with my Toby. That's enough.
Let Toby in if they get along. Why not? Let him join the show.
He was
Yeah,
really pushing in earlier. He can come over here if he wants.
Yeah, bring him in.
If he'll stop barking, he'll be fine.
The show's about dogs. He's allowed to come on.
That's right. Yep.
There he is.
He's here.
Oh my goodness. He looks like my pickles.
Joe.
He's a
Hi,
good
buddy.
boy. Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
Oh, look at
He's
her.
probably
looking
barking.
too. Hi, Colette.
Oh boy.
So Colette does really well with the male dogs.
Awesome.
And she gets along really well with Becky. And then my other female dog, Dottie, is a big fan of toys and doesn't like to share. So she and Colette are not friends.
And you'll have one in every crowd, right?
I can't believe none of mine are barking. All 4 of mine are laying around me, and not one of them has made a noise. I'm
You're gonna
surprised.
jinx it. Yeah, you're gonna jinx that real quick.
So Crystal, what would her perfect home look like?
Colette is very attached to people, and she definitely gets a little separation anxiety when I leave. So I think she would do best in a home where, you know, someone's not going to work for 8 hours a day. Like she needs more human companionship and probably older children. She's still working on learning to not jump up. We're practicing that, but she's very enthusiastic in her greetings. So small children would probably have a hard time with that. So yeah, older kids, younger male dog, and family around more often than not. So,
okay, cool.
Yeah.
And you're in Washington, right?
Yes, I'm in Washington.
So that's the preferred adoption area, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, she could go anywhere that's a reasonable drive. She could go to Oregon. So
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's the area, Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, Pacific Northwest.
Have you taken her to the beach yet?
I have not taken her to the beach.
Okay, so no boat rides or anything?
Yeah, she hasn't been out on the boat yet.
What about a cat, Krista? Has she been exposed to cats at all yet?
She has high prey drive. So when she was living on the hobby farm before, she was around chickens, and I have chickens, but she would really like to eat chickens. And so
I like chickens.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
I like barbecue chicken, and I like lemon pepper chicken.
Yeah, good stuff. I have a feral cat, and the feral cat likes to tease the dogs by hanging in the front yard while they're in the back, and so she definitely joins in barking at the cat.
Cats are jerks sometimes, aren't they?
Yeah, I think she should live with a cat.
So you suggest no chickens or cat then in her new home then?
No chickens or cats, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, one of her favorite things to do in the backyard is to go out to the chicken coop. Like my chicken coop has a run attached to it, so she'll like chase the chickens from the outside around the
Okay.
chicken
Oh
coop.
boy.
You do know chickens are birds of prey, right?
Yes.
Okay. And
They
the
have
number one
Pyrenees.
predator for livestock guardian breeds are birds of prey.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So basically, you've got the guardian with the predator.
Yes.
Wow.
He is the predator. Yeah.
Yeah.
So would
So-
she be okay in a home by herself, or would she need to have what do I want to say? A older dog.
A mentor dog.
Yeah.
Thank you, mentor.
I
Thank
think
you.
she definitely needs a mentor dog. I mean, she loves playing with Becky, and so yeah, she needs
So
a,
male or female, she would be okay with.
yeah, as long as the female is not resource guarding.
Okay.
I think she would do good out on the boat and give her a fishing pole.
Catch some fish for me.
You're bound to get her out on the boat, aren't you, Steve?
I'll try.
Hey.
I'll try that, and I'll get back to you about that one.
Okay, I appreciate that. All right. Wow.
Perfect.
So
When will she be available, Krista?
She is ready now. She had her spay in early May.
Oh,
So
she
she-
is. Okay.
She's ready to find her home.
Perfect.
how old did you say she was?
She's almost 8 months.
8 months. So she's still a baby.
She's still a baby. Yeah, and she's
Always remember the Akbash, their body grows 4 times faster than their minds develop. So now she's got a big ass dog with the mind of a baby.
Well,
But you can definitely see the Pyrenees in her a little bit.
yeah. And
Absolutely.
she's very calm. It looks like she's adjusted quite well to her new place. So
yeah, she really likes snuggling. So I mean, as soon as I sit
Wow.
down on the couch, she's the first one to jump up on the couch, and Colette likes
Okay.
really close to your face.
Wow, that's kind of unusual for the Akbash.
It's very
He does
unusual.
something.
They're
Yeah.
usually, they're usually kind of aloof, and
Yes, they are. As a
and Colette-
breed.
yeah, what I will remember about Colette is just always her like literally like jumping right at my face because she wants to be really close to
Well,
you.
always remember where the love comes from. She's following the sound. That's where the most love comes from.
Yeah.
That's why
Mr.
dogs jump
Tibbs
up on
always
you.
used
They
to
want to
get
get
in my
closer
face
to that.
too. He always was right in my face anytime he got around me.
Now, Ted down there, on the other hand, he's just a lap dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
He is.
He's just a lap dog.
Toby.
All right. Well, Great Pyrenees Rescue Society.org. That's where every dog here today so far is there, and that's where you apply. Or you can take a snap of that QR code up there in the corner. That'll take you right to Colette's profile. How cool is that?
Perfect.
Right.
Thank you,
So,
Krista, very much, and good luck.
Right. Wow. Ain't that something? She's a good looking girl, too. She's
Yeah,
young.
she is. And Toby's
Wow.
calmed down now that he's not out of the picture, so it
Now
must be
that-
he likes
Now
to
that
be in
he's in
front
the
of the
show.
camera.
Yeah.
I remember Toby. You've had him a while now.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
Yeah, he is. All right. And thank you for taking in these Akbash. Akbash need love too.
They're
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
They are good
Yes,
dogs.
they do. All right, Krista, thank you for bringing her on. And if it's slow moving, let us know. We'll have you back on again.
All right.
So, Great Pyrenees Rescue Society.org. Now, our next dog, everybody that knows me knows that I will tell anybody seniors are the best. Okay. You may not get them as much time with them as other dogs, but they already been there, done it, seen it all. And a lot of them just don't care anymore. They just good dogs, nice and mellow. And we've got a boy coming up right now that is very, very similar to that. Nice and mellow senior. And as soon as I get this banner down, can you take that banner down, Melanie, please? Thank you. And Ransom has a video. It's actually an updated video. So this is actually pretty cool. Wow. Seniors are the best, aren't they, Susan? How you
They
doing?
are. I have this very sweet, handsome man. I did have to bribe him a little bit to get up. We had playtime before outside. I'm in Florida. We had playtime outside, and he's been napping on the cool tiles. So
Well, you wore him out. You wore him out. His mind
I
wants
did. I did on
his
accident,
body
like-
doesn't cooperate that much
Yeah,
anymore.
He's having his afternoon nap time, but this is Ransom. If I can get this, there he is. He is the sweetest. He is just the epitome of chill. Like this guy, he's a big, sweet, just the best boy. Really, I haven't had any zero behavioral issues. He gets along. I have cats and dogs and cats of all sizes, and he's just chill.
So
He's
pretty
very
much
good.
anything that breathes, he's good
Oh
with.
yeah, you can see he's just the sweetest boy. He's a big polar.
Senior, I'm telling you, seniors are the best.
Yeah, he is.
Finally
He's
knowing
very-
what love is. So he's going
Oh,
to
yeah.
take as much of that as he can get. Good for you. He
Yeah,
is
he's-
awesome.
He
From
is.
what I
just-
understand, he had a rough start in his life, though, didn't he?
Oh, it certainly looked like it.
Yeah.
Oh, poor
He's doing-
baby.
But
he's doing
after
great.
all of that, after every failure that a human did to him, he still is just like this.
He
And
is
he still
so-
trusts. That's
He is
good.
And he'll sit here and he'll tap me when I stop, or if he wants to be a pet, he gives you like
The peer
usually,
paw.
you know, you get the
Peer
pride
paw.
paw that's like the smack in the face. He's a little bit on the the senior side.
The peer paw.
Yes, it's a gentle touch. My other
Oh.
one, I have a pure mix, and she'll like smack you right in the face.
Well,
But
just okay. Now you did it. Now
There it is.
we gotta explain this to you a little bit. But we're not going to say a word. We got a 20-second video for you to watch.
I still love that video.
So,
You're having a bad
so
day.
it wasn't always about majestic, okay?
If you are having a bad day, you need to run that video a few times, because if you can't smile or laugh after that, then you I don't know. I don't know. There's no hope.
Yeah, there's no hope.
So,
Yeah.
I'll try to get him on video. If he'll smack me here. We'll see. He'll come up. He'll just there it is.
Oh,
There it is.
you go.
There it is.
Very gently.
that
He's
was-
such a gentleman. He's a little, like I said, he's kind of gentler on the
Wow.
pride paw because
Yeah.
a senior. But
Hey,
he'll-
Mom,
he'll-
I'm here. You're ignoring me, Mom.
Excuse me,
I'm a
you-
little suspicious about. He's a senior, right?
yes.
Can he enter the big butt contest?
Oh, I believe that he could win. He is a big, beautiful boy. He is-
Okay. Well, you got to look at Ellie there, the third dog from the left. That's Ellie. That dog belongs to Rebecca at Great Pyrenees Rescue Resources, Utah, Montana. That's a big butt now.
That is a big butt.
He is a big. He is a big boy. He is. Look, he is just.
But
the
we are going
sweetest
to
guy.
do categories this year. We're going to separate the males from the females.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect. There we go.
He's
Yeah.
definitely
No,
more.
no German Shepherds allowed. We're not going to have an Akbash class. Sorry, Krista.
They have skinny butts. They wouldn't win.
Right.
Yeah, well, we would have to do a skinny butt contest for the Akbash, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Yep.
So how long have you had him, Susan?
I think I've had him probably about 2 months. I think he was kind of finalizing maybe some ACL recovery. He had surgery. I
Right.
think
He had a chief yellow surgery. Yes.
and so he was kind of, I think, finishing with that recovery. He is
Yeah.
a senior, so he's not fast moving. He's not the dog that gets away. He's not the one jumping the fence. You don't have those concerns with this guy. He's gonna be in the yard, so it's good. So I know he's he's the sweetest guy. Like I said, he gets along with everybody. My cats will come and just like check him out, and he's just cool and chill. He's just a sweet boy.
That's so
is this
awesome.
Like
Yeah.
the
So I
first-
guess I got to ask what his perfect home would look like. I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I think he would love to be. He just wants to be around his people. He's not needy. He just likes to be. He's a cool, calm, collected kind of guy, but he likes to just be in your company. I think that. I mean, ideally, it would be maybe somebody who worked from home or a retired couple would be great for him. He's not high speed, as you see. He's very, very
Okay,
low
so
energy.
can he be an only dog?
I am not a dog behaviorist. I think he would be fine as the only dog with
Okay.
his human.
Well,
tone.
nobody knows him better than you. Okay.
Yeah, like he doesn't. I wouldn't say that he. I have a female. She's on the couch. If I can get her. That's my other.
Oh
girl.
my!
Let me move that. Sorry,
I'm a sucker for badger face dogs.
Elsa. So she's a Central Asian
Elsa.
Shepherd Pyrenees mix. Oh, and there's a cat.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Oh, she's gorgeous.
Well, thank you. I like her. She's a sweetheart as well. She's rescue from Washington State, actually. But
That's where Elsa's from. Is Washington?
yeah, she's from Kitsap Humane Society. Actually, I got her up there. We used to live in Washington State, so she is
Oh,
from.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And then she came with us to Florida. So,
Gotcha.
yeah, and I got a cat right here. So it's a whole.
And
zoo at my
Ransom is
house.
just doesn't care about anything because
This
he's
is
already
his-
been there, done it, seen it all. Doesn't care anymore.
He is. He's not quite the lap dog. For at least from at my house, he doesn't seem to be able to get on the couch because he is.
He's old.
He's an older guy. He's had a rough life. So he's not super mobile in that way, but he loves to just
Right.
lay split.
Now
he's
his his profile lists him close to 8 years old, and that's actually a young senior. All right. If he was a working dog, that's harder on their bodies, and that could be what was going on there. And,
yes. But
And that could be why he's slow. It doesn't cut their life any shorter now that he's in a home,
no.
typically.
Yeah.
But he's still got a lot of life left in him. It's just going to be mellow life.
he's
and
very
he's choosing.
mellow. He is
Yeah.
he is so. Yeah, there's a cat right there checking him out. Yeah, he doesn't. He's like, hi, bye.
So is it safe to say that he'd be the first peer that wouldn't have to have a 6 foot fence?
Yeah, you could have probably a 1 foot fence. He's. I mean, he runs in the yard at his own pace because him and Elsa, like when you get Pyrenees together, or any livestock guardian breeds, they team together. It's been fun to watch them get to know each other in that way, because then when they go outside to go do their work, of guarding my house from butterflies or whatever, they do kind of like feed off each
Lawn
other,
furniture.
Yeah. So, I mean, there was maybe the kid next door playing with bubbles or something, but he does go out there. He lets the neighborhood know he's here, and I, thank him for that. But he's very chill. He's not a nuisance barker or any of those kind of things. Because I've had Pyrenees that didn't know how to turn
I
it
heard
off.
him barking in a video.
Yeah, yes. He was letting the neighbors know. My neighbors next door were in their backyard, and he was like just letting everybody know there is a big, beautiful boy at my house. So be aware. So he's,
So,
he's-
and that's what I took that as a notification bar.
it was just the notification bar. It wasn't anything. My female, she's
And
the
he
one that's
didn't
like,
even move. He was just standing there.
he's just sitting in
He
the
wasn't
backyard.
running
like,
towards the fence. He was just standing there. Woof,
Yeah.
woof.
That's
I'm
it.
here, guys. Here I am. I'm not going
It
to do
was.
anything, but I'm here.
All right.
It was
Once
that
again,
there's a
Great
big
Pyrenees.
boy here. Yes. So
Perfect.
he's
Once again, Great Pyrenees Rescue Society.org. And with Ransom, you can just snap a little snapshot of that QR code up in the corner and it'll take you right to his profile. Okay.
Perfect.
Now, was it Ransom, Melanie, we was looking at? He didn't have a profile?
No, there was Colette. I mean, she has a
Colette.
profile page, but there's not individualized description. Let me check Ransom's.
Yeah, I don't remember if Ransom had one or not, but now he's your first foster with GPRS, right?
he is my first with y'all. Yes, and
Okay. All right.
he's been awesome.
So
He is like
I'm sure if he doesn't have a profile, somebody will be getting in touch. Because nobody
Yeah.
knows him better than you.
that sounds good. Yeah, yeah. I think because he was coming out of like kind of. I mean, you had posted the video of his condition and he had surgery. I think that
Right.
maybe he was still.
You got him
coming
from GPRS headquarters.
Yes. Yeah.
And he was
did.
on the
He came
show once when Molly was at headquarters. Molly goes to GPRS headquarters once a month. Next week, she'll be back at headquarters. We'll be doing the show from GPRS headquarters. And he was on one of them. I think
Yeah,
it's when he
this is-
first got there.
He's doing his favorite activity right now. So that's,
Perfect.
yeah, he's
I love
just
it.
he's a dream.
I
He's
love
been a
it.
dream dog for fostering. Like he's been wonderful. He's so sweet. And the cat's making rounds back here. It's gonna probably go say hi to him again. But
Awesome.
Okay, moving forward, we got still.
Thank you so much. You have a great weekend and good luck getting him adopted out.
Yeah,
yes,
try to stay for the rest of the show because Levi's got a talking point and Lori's wants to talk about one of her dogs, but we got to get Levi in before the show's over. And because he's going to be covering resource guarding. How about that?
there's the cat again.
There we
And
go.
Levi is he's a certified professional dog trainer, knowledge assessed from the council. You're a nutritionist. You're a behavior consultant with New Hope Behavior Consultants for the Guardians. Well, you got
That's
quite a bit of letters after your name, don't you?
Yeah, that's always the goal, is to get more of those. And
And I'm going
I've
to be
been-
the devil's advocate.
okay.
Really. If he says something, I'm going to counter it with something if there's a need, okay? Because
Oh, sure.
we've seen a lot of different behaviors, Levi and I, over the years. And I've been doing this breed for 41 years, and Levi's been a long time. And if Levi always used to ruin my day. I show him a new bag of treats I'd get. He'd go, "Ooh, you're going to give him that?" I said, no, not
Yeah.
now.
Not anymore. I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a loose roadmap here on just talking points for resource guarding, and then from there, I'm always happy to, of course, address any specific questions. But first and foremost, with resource guarding, and that can pertain to food, areas, locations, people, things that a dog might say, "I'm afraid you're going to take this. Grr, you better get away from me." And so we often as humans will see our dogs tensing up, freezing. Maybe they'll stop chewing or what they're doing, and they'll do a hard stare, or you'll see whale eye, where you'll see the whites of their eyes. That is not, of course, the time for us humans to go, "Well, I gave it to you." If it is between their mouth, or if it's in their mouth or between their paws, as far as they're concerned, it is their property. And especially if you've got young kiddos running around, or people who are going to be visiting or watching the house, we want essentially to start with building a savings account with our dogs here. And so imagine that every time, even if you have the dog that has never resource guarded, would never resource guard, would never bite you over this, we don't have to test that. And so that every time you're passing by their food dish or they've got a treat, you're giving them something else that's relatively high value. And then you're just going to keep on keeping on, so that our dogs, as they look up, they go, "Oh, you're coming, something good is happening." And then you're leaving and it's mine to take. A couple other tips that you can do is that when possible, if we can trade for equal or better value, and the learner determines what that value is. Sorry, I'm just kind of managing my dog here.
So you've got
Soleil.
one dog locked away and you're feeding the other one little
Yep.
treats to
Well,
keep him
she's not even
quiet.
locked away. She's in her bed screaming, because no one is feeding her in that room. But my boy
Oh,
is
boy.
here getting treats.
You're
But
doing
she
a
wants
great
everybody
job,
to know
Levi.
she's over there. And so when our dogs have something either they should not have, or that we will either eventually need back, or best case, they can have it back, is the best time to do that trade for equal or better value. So if your dog has an entire ham sandwich in his mouth and you're trying to trade milk bones or kibble, yeah, you're not getting that ham sandwich back. As opposed to dog has, so I'll give my dogs raw marrow bones for like 20 minutes. And then when it's ready to trade, because they go back in the freezer, I reserve something that is going to be novel and high value only for trading this really high value treat. So I typically use, just as an example, like bison liver, or I have some beef kidney in my cupboard right now. And so that when I start queuing, let's trade, are you ready to trade? A lot of the times my dogs will actively spit their bone out and then come to me. And so I have built the savings account into my dogs by always offering a trade. And once they have either disengaged from the thing, or you make that treat trail as long as you need to make it, and then the thing is mine again. If I can give it back, they can have it back. Of we traded, but you don't always lose it, or we traded for something again of equal or better value, and so that my dogs are well versed in the game of I love to trade. I get something really good out of it. And that builds, my safety net. If let's say something happens, we get, I don't know, a paring knife. Honestly, my dogs don't grab stuff. But if we have a paring knife, we've got scissors, we've got kiddo's favorite stuffed animal. And you, in that moment, you're not thinking, you just rip it and grab. That doesn't leave your dog deficit in their trust account here. Instead, they've got more of like well, that was weird. You usually give me something instead, as opposed to a dog that goes, I knew it. You always steal my stuff. You better get away from me. And then we've got a dog who goes, no one can come near me or else I'll lose my nice stuff. And so if we have dogs that are regularly, routinely getting forbidden items, management is our best prevention. So we, as the humans with the prefrontal cortex and the opposable thumbs, need to be putting things away or keeping dog out of that area that they are unfortunately practicing the behavior of taking these things and then going either, hey, don't you want this back? Or this is mine. I'm afraid you'll take it. Grr. I'll just swallow it faster, or I'll tell you, get away from me. Instead, it's just always the game of, I will trade you, and now it is mine again. You got something else, but this is mine. There's also very frequently I call it a myth of like when you get your dog and you're putting your hands in their food bowl and you're playing with their lips.
Don't
They're
do
allowed
that.
to eat in peace. You could put your dog away in a room for 15 minutes, or you could put kiddos away in a room for 15 minutes. Your dog is allowed to eat in peace. It is not your dog's responsibility to tolerate other beings being in their food spot. So I get people who are like, well, I'm going to have kids, or I need my dog to be ready for when my kid grabs this out of his mouth. We don't ever have to try that game, because especially we don't want dog to learn kiddos are bad or people coming up to me are bad, but we really ruin our trust and communication if we're just coming over here and ripping it out of their mouths or
Can I
grabbing them and
inject
screaming at
something?
them, this is mine.
Can I
They don't
inject
know that.
something very important?
Yeah,
It's not the dog's job to get along with children. It's
right.
our job to teach the children how to interact with our dogs.
Right. And then if it comes to resource guarding between other animals, so briefly here, one of our fosters mentioned that as long as one of the other girl dog is not resource guarding things, because of course that does just naturally create a lot of tension between the animals, but our dogs don't, they should not have to, this is not the truth, they should not have to feel that they need to defend their food.
Right.
Guys,
And we can work dogs that have resource guarding against other dogs.
yeah.
That's not the end of the world either. Okay, there are things that we can do successfully, but we got to understand why they're guarding the resource.
Right. And then we always want our safety and management tools in play as well.
That's right.
Just so that we're not the ones going, oh no, my dog got something or the other one stole this. I've got to reach in and grab. We as the humans might get caught in the crossfire. And that doesn't need to
Yeah,
happen.
don't get bit by your own dog.
Um,
That's against the rules, getting bit by your own dog.
yeah. And then if we're giving out treats or we have dogs that, like, when I first started with getting my boy here in the picture, my girl had really intense resource guarding of like anything she thought might be hers. And so that included my food. If she heard me opening a bag of chips, she would beeline for my boy of like, I might be getting these chips even though she has never gotten chips. I have to make sure he doesn't get any, that he's going to go away. So for a little while, it had to be that she was behind a gate while I was eating my own food, so she could not practice that behavior.
Yep. The Great Pyrenees property rules or property laws are real, aren't they, Levi?
Oh, yeah.
That's
All right.
really true.
It's broken its
If you
yours.
read number 10, you know how to get your property back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yep.
Does anybody have any overarching general questions in regards to resource guarding? I know it was a really broad umbrella.
Right. And that's okay.
commentary.
We can also bring you back to
Mhm.
go into specifics if somebody has questions after the show. All right.
Mhm.
Susan or Krista, you guys have any questions? Well, Susan wouldn't because she's got a dog that doesn't care about anything.
Right.
He's chill.
But now Krista, on the other hand, has a bunch of Akbash there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I'm curious about like management strategies. Like since Dottie and Colette did have a little squabble, like my strategy has just been keeping them separated.
Perfect.
So I'm just wondering what other management strategies you might have.
Okay,
Yeah,
you want to
so-
know the next step now that the safety's in place.
Yeah.
Right. We want those barriers in place, and so like, let's say just as an idea that's kind of running off the top of my head, maybe one is either in a protected area, so either in a gate or sorry, in a crate or behind a gate. The other one stays on a drag line so that we can at least manage, and then we're reinforcing the other dog eating. So you could throw something over the thing wherever the other dog is. Good job on us getting to be here while you are still comfortably eating. If we see that the other dog that's eating is freezing and only watching and then hovering, you are too close. She can still see you guys doing things and being active. But if you're like right in front of the gate and she's just gonna watch you and go, "Try me, please," no one is learning anything. So that
She's
you
over
and
threshold.
your learner dog are going to be further away. You're paying. I'm just gonna say Becky. You're paying Becky, who's in the other room. Good job on us being there, and we're ignoring you. And you're paying Colette for hanging out with you. She can look at Becky, but if she looks back at you, what a great choice for ignoring the other dog doing things. And you can always swap positions.
Okay.
And you can always book with Levi too to get more one-on-one with the actual behaviors with the actual dogs.
Yeah, we can do that as well.
Levi, do you think if you have dogs that have a hard time with you giving both of them attention at the same time, would that method work as well, where you have like a baby gate, and as you're giving one dog attention, you're giving the other treats, and then swap?
So that can work as well if we're seeing essentially like a form of human resource guarding or space resource guarding. One of my strategies for that is either so I'll just kind of spitball here. I like to put my two either in like a sit or they're both in place, and so while I'm interacting with one, the other is still getting paid intermittently for letting me get to do the thing, and then I'll trade. You go to place, the other dog gets back up, and we're going to do things together. And then I just pay the other one to stay quiet and to watch and observe. And so And then something in regards to, so my girl gets a little spicy over the human bed. She just wants to be the boss of who is on it and who doesn't get to be on it. And
Oh,
so
so you got to
I
sleep
do.
on the floor sometimes.
Sometimes I am on the floor, but it's mostly that if she sees the boy moving around, she
Okay.
wants to tell him that's not allowed while she's trying to sleep. And
Got
so if she does get kind of spicy, I'll give her I'll give her a brief warning. I'm like, if you do that, you have to leave. And if she persists, I'm like, then I need you to go. And so I'll send her to place in another room, and then I'll invite my boy through. And then if she wants to try to come back now that he's already in and he's safe, she can. But so that we don't have to put them in a place of altercation or they got too close, somebody stepped on somebody's tail. And it's like, if you're going to do that behavior, you need to leave. And I'm not grabbing her, I'm not pushing her and screaming at her. I'm just, you need to go to place over in your other bedroom. And then after Silas comes in, you can come back if you want.
So just that easy, that happens.
Yep, and so with something like that, you'd also want to practice. Same with all of resource guarding things. You want to practice before you actually need the skill. The football team doesn't go out into game day with just talking about their plans. They rehearse it before it's actually game day. But what if strategy A goes wrong? We've got strategy B. Strategy B goes wrong. We've got a little bit of C to pull into. So that's where your practice of doing these different things and seeing where your dog's value in items lie prepares you for game day. We don't want dog to have your bottle of Xanax in his mouth and you're going, trade me, trade me, trade me, trade me. And they're just like, that sucks. I don't want to. Or you get panicked and you chase them. They go, I love that game. Please keep chasing me. Instead, it's trade me.
And you
and then our
also,
dogs
there's
go, what have you
also,
got? I'm listening.
and you also got to know when to stop.
Hmm.
Okay. Because sometimes dogs need a break. Sometimes is it the end of the world if they have that item?
Exactly. And so if that's a battle that you can safely lose, it's information for you, the human, on what you can do differently to not let that happen again. But if it is a battle that you can safely lose, and if your dog can safely pass it, lose the battle and be a better person later on. I had an instance where I had a wrapped beef esophagus that when my boy was a puppy, I ran to the bathroom. I heard him climb on top of the washing machine. I come back out. He's got the plastic, and he's trying to rip the plastic off, and he's eating it. And I'm throwing food at him. I'm throwing lunch meat at him. I'm throwing hot dogs, and he's eating them. And he's just like, "Do it, try me." And I had a moment where I could grab this from him, and he might not bite me this time, but he might decide next time is not worth it. And so I ultimately made that call of, you know what, that was my fault. He's a big dog. He'll pass that amount of plastic. I will not do that again. So
Right.
if you can safely lose the battle and not take from that safety deposit account that we're building here through practice, lose the battle. It's okay.
Agreed.
We're only human and they're just dogs.
Okay.
Is Ransom alive? He hasn't moved yet. Just curious.
This is
Okay.
he's
Wow.
going into his other nap time right now. This is gonna be
Gotcha.
yeah.
Gotcha.
He's in. This is what he does.
Your two are getting up there in a little bit of age, aren't they, Levi?
Yeah, my boy turned 6 of this last February, and my girl will be 8 this
Wow.
fall. But
You going to throw her a senior party?
so
Nah.
the thing is I told them they are legally not allowed to die. So senior is not a real term here.
Gotcha.
I'm
Gotcha.
just
Okay. I
supplementing with purpose
understand.
here so that they will live
I
forever.
understand. There
I
you
Oh,
go.
wish
yeah.
you would
I
have told
got
me
it.
that 2 years ago, Levi, so I could still have Mr. Tibbs and Remy here with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that we can do to moderate their diet so that as seniors we can provide for them more of what they need.
Yeah.
Colette! No, thank you. No, thank you. Put your head down.
Hear how polite Levi is to his dogs?
Yes. I say no thank you too to my guys. That's
Well,
it.
Yeah.
here's the thing. It doesn't necessarily have to be those words. It's the body language and the tone of his voice. Other than that, they have no clue what he's saying.
Right.
Yeah. They just
Okay.
know that they're getting their needs met in some shape or form. And
And
I'm here to meet them.
that's the key. The needs are being met. The more of their needs you meet, the less there'll be, and the more they'll meet your needs. This is an
But
amazing breed.
some of our just like our main key takeaways for resource guarding is that what we don't want to do is we are not reaching and grabbing. Don't panic. I know it's scary, but that's why we're practicing before we need it. Don't chase your dog, because that's either how we create the game of I love stealing, so you will chase me, or we get dogs that panic and then gulp and swallow, and now that's 24 hours of hopefully waiting for it to pass or learn if it's an obstruction or not. And that if our dogs do have something that we need back, you are trading for equal or better value, and that's in accordance to what the learner determines is equal or better, and that you make that treat trail as long as you need to make it, so that they disengage from the food or the item, and you can safely pick it up and take it away. But if it is in their mouth or between their paws, it is theirs. They don't care who bought it or who gave it. They just know that you're scary and you're going to steal it.
That's right. And resource guarding, and sometimes it's really not about the resource. Sometimes it's just trigger stacking. It depends on the situation at hand. Would you agree with that, Levi?
Oh, yeah. Sometimes if it's just there's a lot going on, we've got constant state of cortisol rising in the brain, it just becomes an extra point of conflict that while they might not normally either resource guard it or even want it that badly, they've just got so much tension built up that it can sometimes be an insecure thing of like, I'm already super worked up and nervous, and this is mine, and you're getting pretty darn close. You better get away from me. That's scaring me. Our dogs generally aren't resource guarding to be jerks, but most of them are afraid they'll lose their nice thing. So when you can get it back, you should.
It's the fear of loss. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what do you say to somebody that says that their dog is resource guarding them?
If they're resource guarding the person, then first I'd want to see the behavior and I'd want to see the body language. Is the dog resource guarding you?
Chances are they're not all that. Okay.
Right. Chances are it's not all that, and there's another factor in play, and that they're just like, oh well, my dog must be resource guarding or protecting me because he's protecting me. Not usually. There's something else going on. Our dogs need to specifically be trained to protect, even though our dogs are livestock guardians, and they may view us to some extent as their livestock. They must be specifically trained in order to be like, okay, I'm here to stand my ground. Most of our dogs are, I'm really scared and nervous, and you better get away from me. Or when I'm with my person or in a certain place, I feel confident enough to say, yeah, get out of here, back up. Versus, oh, when he's inside of the groomers, he's quiet. When he's at the vets, he's quiet. He doesn't feel good there. But when he's at home with this person, then he might say like, yeah, get away from me.
Yeah, a lot of times with the Great Pyrenees, they feel more confident next to their human, and now it can be on, but that doesn't mean they're resource guarding the human. That simply means the human is their partner.
Yeah.
And it could be either one of them that growl. The human could growl or the dog could growl.
And then for some of us, when we start yelling and screaming and stomping and pulling on them, they go, I knew it. That did make you upset. See, you made my person upset. That's now we're working together.
That's right. I did a 3-year-long study on dog-dog altercation triggers. The number one trigger that we discovered was us, the human.
Yes. Oh, yes.
For dog-dog
altercation. Dogs are a lot different when they're usually, if there's very physical sense attached to us. So like from, leash to dog body, because they feel that tension. They feel us, our heart rate.
Our emotions change completely.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And then they read all of that through the leash, and then they go, well, if you're nervous, then I'm nervous.
And also, too, if you pull that leash, if you've got a livestock guardian breed on a leash and you pull that leash to get him to go another direction, the only thing you're accomplishing is putting that dog on alert.
Right. So you can cause a lot more tension and
that's right.
Trigger stacking through pulling that, especially if we're doing any yank and crank.
That's right. Especially if there's no cue to go with it. Okay.
Right.
So wow, that was a lot of information.
It was good.
That was and there was a lot of solutions in there too.
Hmm.
Wow.
There's
Let's
always
get you back on,
there's always
Levi.
a way to help our dogs feel better about.
And
what
I'm going to
we want.
encourage Lori to book with you
Oh, sure.
because Lori has a specific issue that you might be able to help with.
I
Yeah,
could try.
you touched on a couple things, Levi, that I would really like to talk to you
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, we can
So,
book.
look at Levi's schedule. He's available on Sundays and Wednesdays. And as a matter of fact, we got a board meeting after the show. We booked
Yeah.
time with him. Okay.
Yeah.
Please, I would like to talk to you when the show's done.
Oh, we
Levi,
sure
and get
can.
something booked if we could. Thank you so much.
Well, we got a board meeting in 45 minutes our time, Lori. So that's all he's got. So anyway, we got to get rolling here. I mean, we're on overtime. Do you still want to talk about Aspen, or you want to wait for next week?
No, I'll ask Levi a couple.
You
quick
want to talk to Levi first?
Yep, when we're done. And then
Okay, perfect. Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right. So this is a plus. We always like it when you have aha moments, any of you. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's always a good thing. So Lori actually related to something that Levi said, and that's amazing. I like that.
Good.
So that being said, where's your
Great
lap dog,
show,
Melanie?
Krista. You got a
he
gorgeous,
decided
relaxed
he needs
pup
space.
there. And Susan, same thing. You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
Very
Yes. And I think you're going to discover that the Great Pyrenees Rescue Society, you're going to really like fostering for them.
And Melanie, Ted looks like he's quite adapted to his new surroundings as well.
He
And-
definitely got comfortable quickly.
Good.
And Krista sure did wear Colette out, didn't she?
Mhm.
After
Jeez, Krista,
yeah.
Perfect.
she's
Great
dead
show
tired,
today.
and that dog's only what, 8 months old,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and these are the Akbash at that age is a ball. You'd think they was Australian Shepherd. They have so much energy, but in truth, as a breed, now you tell me if you see it or not, Krista. They're not. They're more laid back than the Great Pyrenees. Even would you
Yeah.
agree with that?
When they're laid back, they're more laid back. And
Yeah.
when they're on alert, they're a little bit
Oh.
more anxious.
Yeah, they're a little more.
They're kind
They're a
of
little more of a fierce guardian than what the Pyrenees can. If it's not a wolf, they can take it or leave it. All right. If it's not a direct threat, sometimes they can take it or leave it. Akbash can't.
yeah.
And
I
the
think
Maremma
it's that
sheepdog
time-
is similar too.
I think it's the time of day for everybody to be napping. My big fat cat's here sleeping.
Wow.
I got 3 of the dogs there, sound asleep, and then the other one's over here, sound asleep.
Yeah.
So,
Now we're gonna plug Lori for a second. If you're in upstate New York near Rochester, or even Buffalo area, right? Wayland.
Yep.
She's running a boarding place and doggy daycare facility.
yep. And I actually have 2 Pyrenees down in my basement right now that only
Wow.
barked once for 2 seconds. So, yep, I got a
Yep.
house full. So thank
Yep.
you, Steve.
So, and she got those little tiny houses and got one of them out back or 2 of them, something like that. And
Yep.
that's her kennels.
Yep.
It's
So if you
pretty
need
cool.
Boarding or doggy daycare. It's Remy's
Yeah.
Paws a While. I'm in Wayland, New York. Still working on a website, but you can find me on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, you might want to get your son kicked in the butt and get that website done.
Yeah, I hear you, Steve. I know. Kids, you know how that goes.
Yeah, I know. I had my website up. Overnight? I think it was, Levi, wasn't it?
It was pretty much overnight. Yeah.
All right, I'll call you when we're done, Steve. Thanks.
Well, I got a board meeting here. We got a lot going on.
right.
I can
Great
give
show,
some
guys.
people
Thank
just
you.
a little hint of what's going on at the board meeting.
Nice.
How about a plaque?
Awesome.
You can hang it up this way or this way.
Nice. Very
That's just
cool.
a little hint of things to come. Okay.
Cool.
From
So
New
cool.
Hope Behavior Consultants for the Guardians. And the and that we're also going to be discussing the next big fluffy butt contest.
I was
Awesome.
going to point out Ransom. Like you put the little screen back. Look, I think that Ransom could take all those. Do you see that back end? That's a lot of fluff.
Awesome.
Wow. But you got to remember, he is a senior too. So
He is. He is in full polar bear mode right there with the.
and we're going to
he's so
separate
sweet.
males from females when we do the
Mhm.
contest. I think we're going to go over that at the meeting tonight. So
Perfect.
wow, thank you guys for coming on. All right, really appreciate it. And when he gets adopted, you get your next foster. We got to get you back on the show. You did great, Susan. Welcome to Great Pyrenees Rescue Society, and welcome
Thank
to the
you.
rescue
Thank
show.
you for fostering. They
Oh,
saved
Yes,
lives.
Krista,
Yeah.
you have a great day. Try to get her out on that boat, get that fishing pole, so you can let me know what happens.
All right. Have a great weekend.
Krista's our
Much love to
second-
other folks.
Krista's our second most experienced guest, shortly behind Jamie. She's had a lot of foster dogs. Krista has, and so is Jamie. So, and they don't mind showing them off and strutting their let the dogs strut their stuff and have a little bit of fun for an hour, or in this case, hour and 20 minutes. Bye, everybody.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.